Mike Agerbo here with Ted Kritsonis, respected journalist, writes for Mobile Syrup, Digital Tech Trends, and so many other publications. We're here at the Paris Convention Center, just witnessed the Huawei launch for the new P30 line, the P30 and the P30 Pro. Ted, I wanted to get you on the program because I wanted to get your initial thoughts. Has Huawei taken it to another level now?
Yeah, no, I think some of the features they showed with the camera are pretty ridiculous, for lack of a better term. Just the low light performance especially, which already was very good, it looks like they've raised the bar even further. Now, we haven't tested it out in some conditions, especially in a city like Paris, to see how certain monuments will look and how night shots will look, but to go to ISO 400,000 means that you can shoot in pitch darkness and get a good photo.
Well, let's look at the cameras, Ted, again. So there's 4 on the back now. So we've got the telephoto, we've got a wide angle and an ultra wide angle as well. I think the big story for me is the telephoto lens. It's a 5 times optical zoom, and then with what they call a periscope lens, they're able to get up to a 50 times digital zoom. It's pretty amazing.
It's, just to be fair, it's a long zoom. A 50 times zoom is very long. You have to pretty much use a tripod at that point because you're not going to be able to keep the phone steady.
No, I was trying to get on the Eiffel Tower, and
even at 30, you can't keep it steady.
It was hard even keeping the Eiffel Tower on the screen.
Very tough, very tough. So you have to use a tripod in that case, and recognize also that if you're using digital zoom, you are going to have a degradation in image quality. So it's not going to be a fantastic image, but at least you'll be able to get closer to the subject.
Big thing for me, again, you're talking about the low light capability. So they've got a larger sensor, ISO 400,000, meaning that this thing can take in light where you don't even see light. They had a great set of demos, and again, we're going to have to test this out ourselves, but I think my favorite line was when they were showing the night sky, and they're comparing the iPhone, the Galaxy S10, and the new P30 Pro. When you saw the P30 Pro, it was beautiful. You could see the Milky Way galaxy.
It wasn't even close.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't even close. That's just... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, well, then the CEO said, oh, look, Samsung Galaxy, I can't see the Galaxy in the photo. So it was a good line.
In there, for sure. No, I mean, look, for lack of a better term, they embarrassed the iPhone at this event. And all the comparisons they made, and I mean, the Galaxy S10 looked bad in a few of them too, to be honest. Didn't look very good. And that's a phone that just came out.
Yeah.
But the iPhone especially, I think, was embarrassed a little bit at this event, just in the comparisons in low light shots especially.
Another feature too, they really hyped the stabilization. So they've got 2 optical image stabilization sensors on these things now. One for the telephoto and one for the regular wide angle lens as well. So great for still photos and also video.
Yeah, so for video, they went further. They actually enable you now to shoot with 2 lenses at once. So if you want to
Which is kind of weird.
Yeah, but it's kind of interesting, right? So you're shooting with the telephoto lens and the wide angle lens at the same time. So it splits the image in 2, and you're shooting the subject at the same time, but from 2 different focal lengths, really.
Yeah. One close, one wide.
Yeah, one close. It's interesting.
I like it.
I like it.
Yeah. But is that going to work perfectly every time? Is that subject of your video going to be able to stay in the center?
Well, here's the caveat to this, okay? Because in order to keep the subject steady when you're shooting closer, when you're using a telephoto lens to shoot closer, you're more prone to shake.
Yes.
So what we don't know, at least I don't know yet because I haven't asked, we haven't done the interviews yet, but is there any kind of stabilization going on? Are they cropping the image at in any way to make it smoother? Because what they showed in there was a pretty smooth shot with both lenses, and I'm just wondering if maybe they've added some software in there to make that happen.
Finally, battery life. They've got over a 4,000 milliamp battery.
Big battery.
In the P30 Pro. Obviously, with the giant screens now and all the photos and video you'll be taking, you'll obviously need that.
And screen resolution too. I mean, and just all the features that are involved. Even the camera stuff. I think sometimes we don't appreciate that when you're shooting, video, you're shooting photos all the time. And all the stuff that's going on just to make the camera work, that does sap the battery as well. So 4,200 milliamps is good, and you still get the reverse wireless charging that they introduced at the Mate 20 Pro that's in this phone as well. Notice how they showed the AirPods charging?
Yeah, they had an image of Apple AirPods charging, also a mouse, an electric shaver, and an electric toothbrush.
That's right.
All on the back of the phone.
I mean, that's all in good fun. Really, this is this is a feature more so that you're going to use in a pinch. You're not going to be charging a device empty to full with it, but it's definitely convenient to have, especially for a friend who doesn't have that feature.
Exactly.
Right?
So overall, your impression of the launch event here, have they taken another leap beyond Samsung and Apple?
I'll put it this way. I think it looks to me like they took an iterative step forward with everything else,
yes.
But on the camera side, they taken a big step forward.
Yeah.
Which I think is why this keynote was so focused on the camera. I mean, a lot of what they had to say was
80%, yeah.
Pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Like, it focused on camera performance, and I think with good reason, because that's really where they tried to raise the bar further. Everything else to me, we haven't tested it yet, but everything else to me seems kind of more iterative. So, I don't know. What do you think?
I think they made a giant leap with the camera.
Yeah.
I've been pretty impressed with the last two iterations, the Mate 20 Pro and now the 30 Pro series here. In my opinion, I think they're out ahead of pretty well everyone else as far as the camera technology.
Yeah. I mean, with all the features, like, Google's still up there with the Pixel 3.
You love your Pixel.
Well, I mean, for low light shots.
Yeah.
But the thing with Huawei that a lot of people don't know is that Huawei at least lets you control how you shoot with long exposures or at night in low light. Google just kind of takes the photo for you and does everything for you. Huawei adds extra control, I think, that allows you to be a little more creative when you shoot.
Very cool. Thanks, Ted.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah, appreciate it. If you want to check out more, obviously check out our YouTube and social channels as well.